Hey guys. So oh my god, what am I doing here? Um, the question of the day is, how do you define consciousness? I only have 5 questions left, and I'm not a fan of this one per se. It's a little weird. Sorry, I'm itchy. How do you define consciousness? I think it's really important right now. I think a lot of people, you ever heard that expression like sure you're living, but are you really living? Or some people die but they don't get buried for 70 years because they're just kind of like zombies. I feel like consciousness is the opposite of being like a life zombie. So people just cruising through life and they're not paying attention. They're not embracing the full human experience. They're not enjoying all of the emotions. They're avoiding things. They are glued to their phone, which you might be doing right now. They are playing video games. They're going to work. They're numbing their feelings and emotions with alcohol or food, or TV. Like they're not living. They're not connecting with humans. They're not learning about themselves. They're not growing. They're not challenging themselves. Like all the things. I can go on and on. But the reality is like, you're either, chair's cold. You're either just going through life, doing the same shit every day and not really living it. You're alive, but do you actually feel alive? Or you are more conscious, you're more aware and awake. And you're working on things every day. And you're thinking about things every day. One thing that I talk to Summer about all the time is awareness. And man, for a 16-year-old, that girl, she's got a good head on her shoulders. I'm excited to see what she's gonna do because she's so self-aware. Now, she doesn't always like to admit where she's fucked up, which most people don't. That takes time to learn, right? Like, she doesn't want to admit that she could work harder at something. Like school. If you're watching this, Summer, I love you. But, nobody wants to admit those things, especially when you're young, but she'll figure it out. But she knows it. She knows it. She may not want to say it aloud, but she's aware. And I think that that's something that like people just don't pay attention to anymore. I don't think that like a lot of people are evaluating themselves honestly. And I talk about honesty a lot, and like truth is my favorite thing. Even though I get screwed over by truth sometimes, like I wouldn't trade it for anything. And truth is the only way, truth will set you free. Truth is the only way that you're going to be awake, is by admitting where you're at and thinking about things and changing things within yourself, and maybe even changing where you are, changing who you are around. But paying attention to the world around you. Like, people need each other. The world needs people to lean on each other and help each other be better. Like, that's what we're here for. You're not meant to do this world alone. And so if you're not trying to connect with other people, then I think you're doing it wrong. And, maybe at some point in time, you'll evaluate and become self-aware and make some changes. I see a lot of people that are doing the zombie life, and it's hard to watch. And it's hard to listen to them talk, or it's hard to hang out with people like that because I'm not doing that. And they just we don't understand each other, we don't mesh. So think about that. Think about whether or not you actually feel like you're living. I know it's really hard to like live each day like it was your last, but man, I think a lot of people would be really disappointed even by their last year of their life, of the things that they've done or accomplished. I think that they would be like, man, I just wasted all this time. And I don't want to live that way. Like, I may not live every day like it was my last. Like, that's a lot, you know. It's a goal, I would say. It's like, you know, that feeling when you wake up and you're really grateful for the day. You're grateful to be alive. And, you know, you ever wake up on a day when you're like traveling? Oh my gosh. Vacation days are my favorite days to wake up. Because, like, you don't need an alarm clock. I don't care if you got 3 hours of sleep last night. You're going to, like, hustle, no snooze. You're getting stuff done. You're excited. You feel good. You're pumped. Could you imagine if we could hone that power and, like, feel that way every day about living our lives? Like, why can't we figure that out? And that's, I guess, my goal. I don't know if I answered that question properly. Consciousness. It's weird. It's a weird thing to think about. But I do like that question's kind of making me think about something that I wouldn't normally. So, don't be a zombie, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow.